it brings us to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a state of crisis. We're in a state of conflict, political drama. I can't think of other words, but you do it better. All of that brought us to where we are today. And if you can elucidate a little bit about Obama's place.
Sure. Well, there's 2 points I try to make in the conclusion about how the story I've told affects us today. The first is that I make the case that political warfare, each political party's use of the state, the police, to a lesser extent, but the investigatory apparatus, whether it be in Congress or in the Justice Department, same thing on the state level, that political warfare has become pretty common in modern American politics. And you can see this with, people trying to make hay of the trooper investigation in Alaska to embarrass Sarah Palin, or Republicans demand that the Justice Department be investigated, and in fact that Attorney General Holder be fired in recent years. And so political warfare is a constant in modern American politics. And of course, the media is happy to cover the scandals because, again, it sells papers. The second point I try to make in the book, and I think that's crucial here, is that black folks are at the center of this political warfare. I think a lot of folks since the 1990s have always seen black folks as peripheral to central Democratic politics. If we could just shut them up and put them aside, the Democrats would be able to come back. And what I try to point out here is that black folks are the base of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party would be losing all over the place if it wasn't for African Americans. And that attacks on African Americans are seen by many Republicans as central to defeating the Democratic Party.
Do you think that the black folks, the masses, are aware that they are the center of power? Or do you think only those people that are officials themselves, or that are running for office, or that are politically savvy, that keep up with the news, know this? Do black people have a sense of their own power, if you will?
I do. I think that black folks are quite clear. There is a popular notion out there that the Republican Party means them harm and is out to get them in order to defeat Democrats. What's interesting, though, and I'll go back to your question about Obama from a second ago, is that's not the only way in which people make decisions about whether to vote or for whom to vote. Since 2008, and not all for reasons that are related to President Obama, black folks have lost tremendous amounts of wealth. Huge gains made by the black middle class in the 80s and 90s were erased in the housing bubble. And so looking at that, I think black folks can say, well, we're at the center of this. Our tremendous turnout, 95, 96% of the vote for Obama in 2008 got him elected. But what did it get us? And so, if they can't find a reason to go that is a positive one, not just to spite these people, they may not try to figure out all the very complicated ways, try to get past all the very complicated ways that Republicans have tried or plan to keep them from the polls. They may say, it's going to be just as bad for me tomorrow as it was yesterday, so, I'm hanging it up.
Well, a lot of that has to do with political awareness and political literacy, and understanding that the role of the president, he can't fix all problems.
Sure.
And that the government is wide and vast, and there are multiple players involved.